Welcome back to my channel. So today I have another review for you guys today, and it's on an eyeshadow palette. It's going to be on the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and I wanted to go ahead and wait to post this video today, as in Friday, September 23rd, because the palette does come out in stores today. Now I think previous to that you could get it online. I picked it up from the sale, but this palette does come out in stores today. So I'm just going to show you swatches just in case you don't live in an area that sells Urban Decay. I'm just going to show you swatches of how the palette looks on deeper skin tones, as well as let you know if the quality is worth the $54 that the palette costs. So if you guys are interested in seeing my thoughts, swatches, and eyeshadow tutorial on the new Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about the new Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. And oh my gosh, if you don't like anything else about this palette, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous and it is rose gold. I absolutely love the packaging on this. Now, as you already know, Urban Decay already has two Naked Basic palettes out, and I think one is catered more for warmer tones and then one is more on the cooler tone side. So, and in those palettes you get 6 shades, and each shade I think it's like 0.5 ounces, and that palette is $29. And with the new Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, this palette is $54 and you get 0.4 ounces. So, I mean, honestly, it really balances out because you're saving a few bucks on this palette, but also the eyeshadow pans are just a little bit smaller in the Ultimate Basics palette. So, I'm going to show you how the palette looks. Now, this palette is supposed to have all 12 exclusive shades, so if that matters to you, you know, these shades, you won't be able to find these shades in any other Urban Decay palettes. They are supposed to be, you know, specific for this palette. So here is how the inside of the packaging looks, and it does come with a brush, whereas the other two doesn't come with a brush. Now the only thing is, this one comes with a brush, this one comes with a really nice size mirror, and the mirror does stand up on its own just in case you have to like sit it down and do your makeup. You know, you don't have to worry about the packaging flopping over. Now I will say the Naked Basic palettes the regular Naked Basic palettes are more travel friendly because they're like little small palettes that you can fit right into your purse. Whereas this one is not, you know, big either, but it's not as, you know, it's not as compact as the other one. But the other one doesn't come with a brush, so I guess, you know, you sacrifice the size for the brush. Alright, and so this is how the palette looks. Now, honestly, I kind of feel like if you have the Naked Basic palettes, both of them or just either one of them, you really don't need this palette. I mean, that's only if you want these, you know, a few pops of color that they added to the Ultimate Basic palettes, because the Ultimate Basic palette, it has this like orangey brownish nudish shade that everybody is so crazy over now. But honestly, if you have a Morphe 350 palette, this shade is in there. So I'm going to start off by swatching the palette for you. And I've already swatched the first row, which is Blown. And the palette is all matte except for Blown. Urban Decay describes it as a semi-matte, but it looks like a satin / shimmer shade to me. So the shades are Blown, which is the semi-matte. And then you have Nude, Commando, Tempted, Instinct, and Lethal. So that is the first row right here. And this is the first row swatched on my hand. Now I think that these are very pretty colors and they blend out really well. Like when I did this eyeshadow look today, I didn't have a problem with them being chalky, even though the shade Instinct, I had to build on it, like just like one swatch or two swatches, just like all the other ones. It really wasn't enough to, you know, show up on my skin tone. Now, whether that is just my skin tone. But I will say that I put Instinct in my crease today and it showed up pretty well. So I mean, it did really good with a brush. Like some products do really good with a brush. As far as you know, like when you swipe them on your hand, they do better with a brush. So they all apply beautifully. So I'm just gonna show you the shades, and this is Blown, which is the shimmer slash semi-matte shade. This one is Nude. This one is Commando. And it's like a really pretty mauve shade. This one is Tempted. This one is Instinct, which is the one I had a little trouble building up on my finger. And then this one is Lethal, which kind of looks like a, I want to say, it kind of looks like a brownish plum color. So that's the color that I'm wearing on my eyes today. So this is the first row swatched. And now I'm just going to show you how the second row looks. Alright guys, so now I am going to swatch the second row for you. And these rows are Pre-Game, Extra Bitter, Faith, Lockout, Magnet, and Blackout. And that is just the second row. And here are the swatches of the second row. I did a little better on these swatches. Okay, so the first one is Pre-Game. And it is a beautiful shadow, and it's so creamy. Like, they're all so creamy. They all blend really creamy. But I used Pre-Game to set my entire lid after I applied my concealer. And then you have Extra Bitter, which is a gorgeous color. And then you have Faith, Lockout, Magnet, which is a gray, and then you have Blackout. So those are the colors for the second row. Alright guys, so as far as the blendability of the shadows, I say the shadows blend really nice. The pigmentation is nice. They do have a lot, they do give up a little bit of kick up, but I mean, that's with any nice pigmented shadow. All you have to do is just make sure you tap off the excess, because I had my base done already when I did my makeup and I didn't have any fallout at all. So I feel like if you have the Ultimate Basics palette, either, you know, 1 or 2, you know, you don't really need this palette unless you are interested, like I said, in these pops of color that they put in this palette, or if you are just a diehard Urban Decay fan. But I definitely think that the palette is worth picking up, because I think that everybody should have like a nice matte palette in their collection. And this one is, you know, it's a really nice matte palette, and you have a really nice mixture of cool tones and warm tones. So I feel like anybody should be able to wear this palette. I mean, the palette is very versatile. You can create so many looks with this palette. I think I've created like 3 or 4 looks with it myself. But I always like, you know, a bit of shimmer on my lid. So that's why I always, you know, add in a bit of shimmer. But do I think that the palette is worth $54? Yes. This palette is really nice, and I really suggest picking it up. If anything, like I always say, just go into Sephora and swatch it. The palette comes out in stores today. And I will have a link down below as to, well, links down below as to where this palette can be purchased. If you don't live around any stores that sell Urban Decay and you have to order the palette, I'll leave a link in the description box down below as to where this palette can be ordered. And again, that's why I wanted to do the swatches, just in case you're not able to get into the store, so you can see how the swatches look on deeper skin tones, and can see if the palette works really well on the eyes, which I honestly think that it does. So that wraps up my review on the new Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. If you plan on picking this palette up, just let me know in the description box down below. Or if you have it already, let me know what you think about it, if you like it. Don't forget that when my channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, I will be having a giveaway. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your chance to win. Also, make sure to leave me video ideas of videos that you want to see in the future in the comment section down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are interested in seeing how I created this look using the new Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, then just keep on watching.
Alright guys, so today I'm starting out with my base already done, and now we're going to get into the palette. And for my transition color, I'm going to be picking up the shade Lockout. Alright, next up I'm going to go right on top of that with Extra Bitter. And it's just this really pretty brownish, reddish, orangish shade that's in the palette. Alright guys, next up I'm going to pick up the shade Instinct, and I'm just going to place this right in the crease. Alright, and now going to the shade Lethal. It's this really pretty plum. It looks like a plum to me. So I'm just going to place this on the inner and outer corner of the eye because I'm kind of going for a halo smoky eye today. Alright, next up I'm taking a blending brush with no product on it, and I'm just going to blend that to make sure there are no harsh edges. Alright, next up, because I love a pop of color and sparkle on my lid, I'm going to go with Weenie, and it's a ColourPop eyeshadow, and it's just like a rose gold. It's a very pretty color. So I'm just going to pop this right in the center of the lid. And I'm using my finger to apply that. Alright, next up I'm just going back in with that same brush with no product on it, just to blend everything out. Alright, next up I'm going to go with the satin shade in the palette, which is Glow, and I'm using this as my brow bone highlight. Alright, next up, to line my top lash line, I'm just going to use a pencil, and I'm using the LA Girl, I think it's the Light On Gel Liner, and I'm using it in black. I mean, not the gel liner, the pencil, and I'm using it in black. And I'm going to use that same pencil to put in my waterline also. Alright, next up, for my bottom lash line, I'm pretty much just going to repeat the same steps with the same color that I used in the crease on the top. Alright guys, next up for my blush, I'm going to be using Taraji Glow. And this is the collaboration that Taraji P. Henson did with MAC. I told you guys I am obsessed with this. Well, it's a bronzer, but I use it as a blush. It is super pretty on darker skin tones. I really love it. Alright, and next up for my highlighter, I'm going to be using the highlighter from that collaboration. This is Highlight the Truth. And it's a very pretty corally, like peachy highlighter. It's really pretty and it blends right into the skin. Alright, next up for my lips, I'm going to be using my Shea Moisture lip liner in the shade Dark. And then for my lipstick today, I'm going to be using an Urban Decay lipstick, and I'm using the shade Naked. And it's like a pinky nudish color. I thought that it would look really pretty with this eye, but I really didn't like how pink it was. So I'm going on top of that with my MAC lip gloss in Myth, just to tone down the pink. I'm going to spray my face with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And that completes the look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from me. Until the next video.